Netflix has dropped an international police procedural called Criminal, and people are freaking out. Stay tuned to find out why.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
This is the part where I like to get loose. Hey guys, welcome back to Pilot Reviews. I just have so many thoughts about this, so I'm just gonna dig right in. Welcome back, guys. Hi, Tara.
Hi.
You look beautiful today.
I'm here. Thanks so much. I'm wearing a dress today, guys.
She is. And Mina, hello.
Hey.
Hey, and I'm Linda, guys. Welcome back to Pilot Reviews. Thank you so much for joining us. Criminal on Netflix, ladies, dropped September 20th. What did you guys think? Overall thoughts?
I liked it. It's just like, I felt like I was on edge. I mean, I know you're so used to Forensic Files, so for you, you're like, oh, okay. But for me, I'm just like, oh my God, is he guilty? Is he not? Why is he so creepy? And then I kept thinking, Barty Crouch and Harry Potter. Like, I kept seeing Barty Crouch Jr. I'm like, why is David Tennant always in these weird, creepy roles?
What do you think, Tara?
I loved it. I mean, I love David Tennant as an actor. I think he's really, really good. I loved how subtle he was in his acting. And I love that it's a bunch of no-name UK actors that I did not know at all that are the head of the show. And I really do look forward to watching more of them because I thought that each and every one of them was really brilliant. But I did remember, I'm forgetting his name right now, Paul, I do remember him. He's a great actor. I'm kind of in love with him. So there's that too.
I mean, what she said, I loved it. I loved it because I thought that what brilliant acting, which we can get into, because there's no bells and whistles, so you really had to come with your A game as far as I was concerned. And I like these type of psychological thrillers, and I love Brit shows specifically. So I was all in as soon as it got recommended by Tara. Good recommendation.
Hey.
So overall, yeah, I thought it was really, really entertaining. And entertaining, but dark. In a dark way.
Oh, it was so dark. I mean, the repeated no comment. Mm-hmm. I was like, what is going on? He obviously did it. The fact that he didn't try to prove anything. I don't know. It was a really good episode. I kind of wish that these episodes weren't on their own and that I could see the continuity of this one story.
But I also think that's the genius of it. It was trying to think that, what is it? Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
So your mind has to now close that story.
I'm annoyed at that.
I think it's great. I think that it's important to everyone have their own story. Mm-hmm. They lay it all out for you. There is obviously an end, mm-hmm. and then you decide in your own mind where that goes. I think it's genius. I think that it doesn't get done very often on TV. So
it is, but I feel so unfulfilled by it. I just want to know what happens. I want to see more of David Tennant in that role.
What do you think, Tara?
I like that they're standalone, but I did peek ahead to episode 2 because they are standalone. There's no continuous storyline, and I enjoy that they get more and more into the personal lives of the detectives in a really subtle way. Even in this pilot, one of my most favorite shots is just at the beginning. We don't know a lot about any of the detectives, and there's just one simple shot where there is a point of view of a gift behind a computer that's hiding that is obviously for Vanessa, I think is her, or maybe Natalie. No, it's Vanessa. For Natalie. Is it for Vanessa? It's Vanessa is sitting at the computer, but there's a gift behind that is labeled for Natalie, from Tony.
Yeah. Natalie.
And it's just a 5-second shot, and it gives away so much of just he obviously hid that behind there. He doesn't want anybody else to see. There's something going on here without saying a word. That's all they needed.
But is there? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
We don't know yet.
Guys, and if you haven't seen our show before, we are a pilot review show. We only review the pilot. That's it. That's all. And guys, this is 12 episodes. Criminal UK and Criminal Spain, Criminal France, and Criminal Germany. A total of 12 episodes, 3 episodes each country. What do you think of that premise?
That's cool. I like that how there's something for everyone. I mean, I think that's a really good way of doing it. but I still want like longer in-depth stories instead of the short form stuff. And I know it's technically not short form because there are like 43-minute long episodes, but it still is driving me nuts. I want so much more because it was so good.
Kimberly agrees with you. Kimberly Sassy Shady Mayfield says, "This sounds awful. The unfulfillment would drive me crazy. You sound like Mina."
Yeah, you do sound like Mina.
Yeah. Which is great. So, I mean, there's people that I would agree with you, but the other part of me is like, oh, I'm down with it, and maybe I can learn more about Germany and Spain and the UK.
But what's crazy about it is that, so the police procedural has this unique premise. It takes place exclusively within the confines of a police interview suite, and in each city, it's the exact same setup. So the only way you know that they're in a different city is because you have the different detectives, and in the beginning, they show like an overview of the city, so it's very recognizable right away, but then they go right back into the suite. So what do you guys think of that?
I think that's awesome. I have not gotten into the other countries yet because I did sneak on episode 2, which is still the UK. That's a mind that messes with my mind a little bit,
right?
Because they're really just trying to give you an environment that like none of this matters, so that this is a show where you really do focus like on the acting and the subtleties of what a criminal would do when they're guilty or not guilty.
Yeah,
and I find it really, really interesting.
It's a different take for sure, and I think that, and we'll get into this in development, but I think that with the director and writer, Jim Fieldsmith, I think had a specific take on what he was trying to do, and I think that he achieved it. But let's move on to the characters. Let's give a breakdown of who's who and what's what.
Let's do it. I got you covered.
Our viewers know.
So obviously you guys know David Tennant, who plays Dr. Fallon. You would know him. I'm not sure if that's my mic. If you guys are hearing it, I'm hearing a shuffling around. Hopefully you don't hear it online. Okay, Dr. Fallon, you know him from Good Omens, Doctor Who. He's a brilliant actor. He's amazing. And next up, we have got, that is Catherine Kelly, who plays Natalie Hobbs. She's gonna maybe have a little something with some guys in here, but you know her from Happy Valley, which is a really great UK like criminal show. If you haven't watched it, it's great. I didn't know that she was in Gentleman Jack. I have watched, I think, most of those episodes, so you know her from that. And she's awesome. Next up, we have got, let's see, that's Lee Ingleby, and he plays Tony, who I think is in love with Natalie. And you know from Harry Potter, Line of Duty, and Bob the Builder. I wrote that down. I was like, he is a voiceover actor. He's doing some Bob the Builder stuff. He's got a lot of Bob the Builder on his IMDb, and I think it's great. Next up, we have Mark Stanley, plays Hugo Duffy. You know from Dark River and Hellboy. He was in Hellboy, which I think is pretty cool. I enjoy him. He's kind of like an off to the side, like sidekick, and I feel like his storyline might be more, I don't know, we might dig it deeper into it, I hope, because I think he's a good actor. Next up, we have got Nicholas Pinnock, who I am in love with. He plays Paul Ottiger. You would know him from Marcella or Marcella, however you'd like to say it. That's another UK criminal show that if you guys are into these types of shows, like Marcella is like, whoa, it's insanely good. Yeah. He was also in Captain America. Yes. He's also so sexy. And next up, we have got, last but not least, Rashenda Sandal, who plays Vanessa Warren. You know her from Black Mirror and also Line of Duty. I feel like Line of Duty is a UK criminal series that I have not seen, but a lot of these guys I think know each other from that show Line of Duty, so it's probably similar to this. UK actors.
I love it. All of that. I watch a lot of those shows.
You do? Okay.
I do. So
I have never seen Line of Duty.
Line of Duty is actually, and I don't know where this feedback is coming from. I hope it's not me.
I think it's whenever you move this, it does it. So if you just like plug it in all the way, it should be fine.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Just sit very still.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't move.
Very still. Don't move.
I'll be checking the chat too, guys. If you see my head down, I'm not ignoring. I'm in the chat.
There you go.
Okay.
So, yeah, the actors are brilliant. What did you think of the actors in this first pilot? Did you think they had a strong performance?
I think David Tennant stood out more than any other character on this show. I mean, his performance was bone chilling. It was like so understated. He had like this certain like poisonous quality about himself where there at times like he's a very convincing storyteller where you're like, wait, is this like accurate what he's saying? Does he truly believe this? Is the reason why he's like this is because he's so jaded from everything that's happened and so numb, or is he really just a sociopath? And he constantly keeps you guessing. But I think at the end of the day, you look at his performance and you're like, wow, this is such a bone-chilling, creepy performance. He did such a great job. So he stood out to me. The characters around him also did a really great job. There wasn't a single person that I thought had an over-the-top performance or something that wasn't authentic to their character. Everyone did this so well that it just makes me think, like, should I just be watching UK television from now on?
Yes, I would answer yes to that. Obviously, Tennant is always a standout. But I really liked Lee Ingleby, who I hadn't seen before. I said was from Bob the Builder. He's the line of duty guy, Harry Potter, who plays Tony. I was watching him and just being like, wow, I've never seen him before in this. He has a lot. He's the kind of the lead, the number one lead in it to me, alongside David Tennant. And I thought he was really brilliant and subtle, and I just really believed him, and I believe everybody in the show. But yeah, just watch BBC and UK stuff, and I feel like that's how I always feel.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think that Lee, who plays Tony, had a really standout performance in this, and I also feel like he really drove home the seriousness of this crime. And we haven't talked about the story yet, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But he was believable, and what I loved was that you saw in this pilot how strong and committed he was to his job, but that he was still human and had all these insecurities and relationship issues and all of that. And although they didn't spend a lot of time with the relationship issues, you could tell by the way they filmed it that it was a thing. And I thought that was pretty genius.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and talk about the episode. So, guys, if you haven't seen it and you don't want any spoilers, we're moving into some
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
That scared me.
So, guys, the concept is he's a stepfather, and he has been accused of killing his stepdaughter, and while they were on the road, and how that whole story unfolds. What did you think of that storyline, and did you think it was compelling? Did you think it was too heavy as a first episode? What did you guys think?
I thought it felt like something that you would see on the news. I mean, we see so many sick, twisted crimes being presented on Forensic Files, on 60 Minutes, on 2020 primetime. So not to say that this is like normal in any sort of way, but it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was a very believable story and accusation. Obviously, it's like a heinous crime, but you know, I don't think it was so much about the story as it was the performance of, you know, the person who is being convicted of this crime, trying to defend himself, come up with an alibi. We don't know if he's guilty, not guilty, but the story was solid. It's just seems like a believable story.
Yeah, I feel like the episode really didn't take off until Paul Ottinger got into the scene, because really, when you sit down and you watch his first pilot, he's saying no comment a lot, and they're asking a lot of deep questions where you're trying to piece the story together without any response from the actual criminal, and you kind of don't know how to make up your mind. And then they have like just very subtle stuff, like normally if you the Bic pen trick, like if you put a pen in an innocent person would normally fidget with it, and they do kind of like a 180 turn where he like at the end starts to fidget with it, and I was like, hold up, you know, I don't know what to believe now. But the second Paul Ottinger goes into that scene and he just does that dead stare at him, and they're like, I'd like to state for the record that whatever his name is, like, yeah, Paul or Mr. Ottinger is like eyeing my client. It sort of really like picks up, and then you're like, oh, I know what kind of like show this is now. And I found that moment very exhilarating for me, just knowing that like there's all this background on Paul, and he likes Natalie, and who knows, and then he walks in and the other detective is gonna feel butthurt because he gets kicked out of the room. There's a lot of little like drama in that there are very little words. There's like no exposition for it, which thank you for putting like your belief in the audience in this show, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Yes, smart TV. And one show where I wasn't multitasking. I could literally because there were no bells and whistles, I had to pay attention to the dialogue. I had to pay attention to the nuances of the characters. And I thought that was important because that doesn't tend to happen often. I'm constantly doing other things, but still paying attention and still getting the full gist of the show. So I thought that was one interesting part. The other part that I really enjoyed, like you, was when Paul came in and talked about having a daughter, or I think it was Tony that talked about having a daughter. He had a daughter. Mm-hmm. And then I just pictured that's exactly how it'd be. Like, you sat here for 23 hours, you've only said no comment, and then all Paul does was like, the jury's going to see this, they're going to sit here and watch you say nothing, and if you really loved your daughter, which you say you do, then they're going to see this. And he points to that camera, and he says, my daughter calls it the selfie angle. I was like, that's so genius, because it's true. I think about being in a courtroom. You see this dad, or just a parent in general, who's just saying no comment, instead of I didn't do this, vehemently deny or claiming their innocence. And I just thought, wow, this guy, at that point, I was like, this guy's guilty. Right? And then he said, but no, it's not going to be the selfie camera. It's going to be this camera right here. And the way they shot it, like it was a screen within a screen, I was like, yeah, he does look guilty right there.
Yeah.
And that's why he started talking. I was like, this is genius.
I loved how everything was set up, everything they did. And this show is something where, you can't just listen to it on audio. You have to pay attention, because there's so much that gets lost in the nonverbal. It's all in the facial expressions, in the stillness, in the shots going from person to person.
That's why I think you have to, you have to give credit to these actors. And a lot of them, like you said, we don't know them. They're not household names here, but really strong performances. I actually, in my mind, was like, I need to go to wherever they are in England and go to whatever school they went to for acting, because that right there, brilliant. Yes.
So good.
Guys, let's do our pass or play before we move on.
Okay.
So again, if you've never watched our show, we do our pass or play. We say whether we're going to continue watching and whether you should start and continue watching. So pass or play?
I would play. I also just want to shout out ER's grandpa in the chat. Checked out the other 3 countries. He likes how Netflix gives a choice of dubbing or subtitles. So that makes me think, do I need a dub for the other countries? I'd do subtitles on everything because I need them. I would pass all day. I'm looking forward to the other countries. Thank you for joining in ER. That's all.
You'll pass all day?
I mean, I'll play all day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Play all day. Did I say pass?
Yeah.
I meant play all day. Did I say pass even in the beginning?
Yeah.
No, I think in the beginning you said play.
Okay, let's start all over. Are you
Yeah.
a play, pass, or you play,
I'm
play?
gonna play. I've already played 2 episodes. There
it.
you go. Gonna keep playing.
Tara?
Okay, so I am going to I recommend this for audiences, but I'm gonna pass on it.
So you're a pass play.
I'm a pass play personally, just because it's a little too heavy for me. It's a show that I would normally enjoy, but I'm already hooked on Amazon's Undone, and that's already really heavy. So I'm gonna finish up Amazon's Undone, and then I need something cheery, like Dave Chappelle, or something funny to lift up the mood, and then maybe I can bring it back down again with this show.
Fair.
But it's such a good show. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It's just mentally it's so taxing to watch for me.
I am a play, and in true Linda form, I've already played ahead, so I've watched the entire 3 episodes, and I will tell you that it gets even better. So if you love the pilot, Tara, you're gonna love episode 2 and episode 3, and you really do get the full picture of how these detectives interact with each other. And I think it's fantastic. I really do. I haven't moved ahead to the other countries yet, but I will be. I'm a play for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the director. Jim Fieldsmith is the creator, and George Kay is one of the writers. Guys, these are the showrunners from Killing Eve.
Oh.
Makes sense now, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
I've never watched Killing Eve.
Oh, Killing Eve is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Great show.
With Sandra Oh.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, so they're showrunners. So they're basically running the entire series, and then in each country they have a specific director. Now I have a fun fact. production. So despite being set across 4 European countries, all 12 episodes of Criminal were filmed at Netflix production hub in Madrid.
Oh,
Interesting.
Interesting, right?
cool.
Yeah.
Why? That's so odd.
Odd but good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I was just there.
Save it on
I
production.
could have run into that.
Save it on production, and maybe, you know, it just goes to show how, again, I keep saying this, but it's all about the acting, right? So your environment is sustained into one little area, and your actors are like knocking it out the park. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's do If You Like, Then You'll Like. So here is where we compare it to other shows that, if you like those shows, perhaps you might like Criminal. Suggestions, ladies.
Well, I would say, like I said before, like Happy Valley, I would definitely just recommend Marcella or Marcella, however you want to say it. That's a great show. And if you like these actors, you'll like that show. It's so prime.
Tara?
Mina.
yeah. Mina.
Yeah, you already went.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mina.
If you like Forensic Files, 60 Minutes, the news, and, you know, obviously anything where there's like this type of like investigation going on, CSI, I think you'll definitely get a kick out of this show because it's much darker than that, and the acting is phenomenal. Like, you will be fully immersed into this, and like you won't be able to like look away. It's so good.
Agreed. I put down, if you like Mind Hunters, When They See Us, The Spy, Top Boy, Undone, A Confession, Killing Eve, Line of Duty, you will love this show. So anything that's a psychological thriller, if that's up your alley, then this is your show. Guys, any other thoughts? I like what ER is saying here. She's a play, but for later. Still trying to understand Undone.
Yeah. And then Kimberly, I believe she said pass when we did a pass or play.
Okay.
I think she's on Mina's side, that it frustrates her too much, so that she can't continue a storyline. She wants it to continue versus being a standalone. But again, there's not a lot of standalone TV shows, so I feel like this covers a niche that needs to be taken care of, especially on Netflix.
Absolutely. 1000% agreed. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love hearing from you. Let us know in the comments below on YouTube whether you like the show. I was going to say Netflix. Let us know on Netflix too that you loved our show.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Let us know in the comments whether you're watching, whether you would recommend it, and definitely give us 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, guys. Thanks so much for watching. You can find me all across social media at Linda So Girly.
And you can find me on Instagram at Mina Makes Magic.
Guys, you can find me especially on YouTube under Tara Erickson. That's TaraErickson. I'm on Insta, Twitter, IMDb. Check all the stuff.
Love it. Guys, same time, same place next week. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.